Alright, so I wasn't entirely sure what I was actually gonna upload today, but, well, it turns out that we actually got some actual news. The zombies community, or that entire community in general, has just been sitting around for the past few weeks at this point, just deciphering all these little codes and things like that. I ended up finding a website a few days ago, and the past 5-6 days or so, they've just been doing this, like, crazy Easter egg hunt thing. Or websites and numbers and images that were underneath of hidden things when you change, like, all sorts of crazy shit. So, basically, today was the final day of this whole Easter egg hunt thing, and basically it ends up leading to the teaser trailer for the reveal of the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War game coming out in just a couple months. It goes over into this link here. I mean, thousands of people have already had it here, but you can see Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War right there. I mean, it's there. So now it's all revealed and everything. So all those leaks and stuff, all those rumors about all of these other characters and other things that were pointing towards it, and the Doritos leaks and whatever the other shit was, we all basically knew that this was coming. It's just a matter of when and why is it taking so long. I haven't gotten a free bundle in a long time. Are they just giving me a whole shit ton of them now to make up for it? I would have done Request today too, by the way, but my voice is kind of shot. I don't really know why necessarily. I haven't been sleeping the best. It's kind of, you know, mixed. Okay, oh, the playlist is gone, right. I don't want to play Warzone though. This is tough. It must be so cool to be in like the zombies community, for example, and just like sit around with thousands of other people in the chats. I mean, most of the people probably aren't even contributing, to be honest. Most people are just sitting around looking at it just to wait for it to be solved. That's what I would do if I sat there and watched anyway. For me, it's like, I'm letting the smart people do the smart people shit. Thank you very much. A whole PC squad right here. I mean, one thing I hear all the time is that when you have controller in, you're almost always against other controller players. I'm telling you right now, there's definitely a difference between playing controller on PC versus controller on console. Probably a lot more likely to get more console players, but controller on PC, you kind of get a mixed bag. You get a lot of controller players, don't get me wrong, but you do get a good amount of the PC players. And you can't necessarily turn off cross-platform to hide from all the cheaters. Luckily, I don't play the game mode that everybody cheats in, so that's great. I don't know if people in multiplayer have just gotten, you know, bored of cheating or whatever it was, but I haven't ran into a cheater in a while. A while as in like 3 days. It basically ends up going through all of these old clips of like history and stuff like that, which I didn't pay attention to at all in school, so yikes. Basically, it's got like that whole narrative and stuff that it usually presses with the Black Ops series about, you know, war and how things about history and repeating your past and seeing the red flags and all of the errors of all these different ways and all this other shit. So with it basically confirming that it is Cold War, we're gonna be back to that whole, you know, time frame of Black Ops 1 with the FAMAS and L96 and all that stuff. But also during that whole, you know, idea of, you know, the original Black Ops and stuff, in my mind, it's probably going to be, in a sense, a reboot of the Black Ops series, right? It retells the original story, just, you know, kind of how this Modern Warfare did. That's the assumed thing that's gonna be happening with this. So we get to see, you know, Frank Woods and Mason and all the other characters and shit. I played Fall Guys, like 2 rounds of it. That shit is surprisingly challenging. I know it's just as simple as platforming, but it's the fact that your character is just so fucking stupid. You're so clumsy and you just fall for nothing. Dude, I had no idea, like, looking at it. I, like, thought that the characters looked like jelly beans, but I didn't know they were actually described as jelly beans. That's fucking adorable. So going back to that time period, in Black Ops 1, we actually had an interesting mix of weapons. Obviously, at the time, you know, the M16, MP5K, AUG, AK. There's a lot of weapons. You could probably just go and look up the list or whatever for Black Ops 1. They even had some, like, weird and questionable weapons, like a lot of Treyarch games have, you know, the ray gun and other weird shit like that. They had the G11, which I think wasn't even an actual gun in real life, or was like a prototype or some weird shit. It was basically like the M16 on steroids. Look up the G11 back on Black Ops 1 if you never played that shit. The G11 was ridiculous. Back on that game, the FAMAS was king, not because its underbarrel shotgun was broken or anything like that. I remember back early into the game, was it the flamethrower that was really strong, or was it like the underbarrel flamethrower that was really strong? I know it's terrible now, but I remember something about fire early into Black Ops 1 that was like stupidly OP. Thankfully, Flak Jacket was God's here on that game. Literally the best perk. Hey, if I could get any perk back in Call of Duty, it would be that kind of Flak Jacket. The only way an explosive will kill me is if I'm stuck directly. You can stand in fire, run through explosions without being affected as badly. Obviously, you need tac mask to go with it to give you the full tank feel where nothing even bothers you whatsoever. The only thing, bullets are the only shit that kills you. Period. EOD, like, yeah, you protect me for 1 explosion. On Black Ops, it wasn't like a capped amount. It would actually reduce the amount of damage done. By a lot, too, by the way. You got me, man, since you could soundboard me from 8 years away. You probably heard me breathing right here. He actually can. I can't. Want to know what kind of sniper rifle I get, and as you guys know, Treyarch is notorious for, you know, nerfing the snipers and stuff like that. Even recently, Vonderhaar went out of his way to go and reinforce the thing that he did back on Black Ops 2. The entire sniping community was entirely up in arms. I made my terrible fucking videos back then, and they were awful. I fucking hate those videos, all of them. Treyarch is not always the nicest to snipers, is my point. So, you know, in Black Ops 4, we could look back and see what they did on Black Ops 4 with the sniper rifles. I would say that the sniper rifles on Black Ops 4 definitely weren't bad. They were pretty good, actually. I mean, at least looking at things in comparison now. Maybe I'd have to go back on there and see how it felt, but I remember being very, very confident in me pressing people and just running into rooms. And the same thing is technically happening on this game, but not as nearly as much success as, you know, back on Black Ops 4. The sniper lobbies were very, very plentiful. I very rarely run into sniper lobbies on this game anymore, unless I have people following me around anyway. There's a reason that there are less people sniping like that. Sniping in multiplayer anyway. They probably are just playing Warzone. Let's be honest. In Warzone, I still have no idea exactly how that's going to change, but in that trailer, at the end of it, when it revealed the logo and everything like that, it said world premiere on August 26th. As we know, the reveal is going to be in Warzone, so I'm going to have to get on Warzone that day and see what's happening, I guess. I don't know how exactly they're going to do this or whatever. They've never really done, like, an event like this yet, so it could just be something really silly and stupid and not nearly, I don't know. If it is something big and like it seems like everything is changing all together with the reveal in the game somehow, all live in front of thousands, millions of players potentially at that time, I can't imagine how many people will be on there or how bad the servers would be. Honestly, I cannot imagine this entire thing goes off without a hitch if it's actually like a big, intricate, complex thing. Like, is it gonna start snowing or something like that? That would be cool, right? You know, to kind of signify winter or to kind of signify Cold War. Who knows if they would actually do it like that, considering, I mean, it doesn't need to be snow. There's a lot of snow in Black Ops 1 is all I'm gonna say. I had no idea this was happening. I just hopped on as soon as I saw everything. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section once, you know, my voice is all, you know, back to at least 90% or so, not cracking and shit like that. I could play some, hop on and play some, you know, UFC, the request things or whatever. I'm still playing, and that's where I have my online fights from, and I'll be able to compile those just by myself without the face cam and shit. Because I'm basically just chilling, just fighting, and trust me, looking back at those videos, listen, I felt a lot more dominant back on UFC 2, a little less dominant on UFC 3, but UFC 4, I mean, I have some great highlights, but I get my ass whooped a lot. So after I'm done here and putting this up and everything, I'll probably, you know, just grind some more online out and just see how it goes. At least then at that time, I don't need to, you know, scream or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I guess we just wait for the 26th now. Who knows, you know, when the time is. I'm sure we'll get some sort of like maybe obvious countdown or something like that. I feel like they would do that for their first event. I think they realize with the other games out there, you know, doing their things, that you're probably gonna have to do some sort of very, very obvious countdown, have an obvious area to be at or whatever it is. Who knows? For some reason, I just feel like they're gonna try this reveal and then the servers are just gonna completely shit themselves. Or if you're not in at least a couple hours before the event, you're gonna get like locked out or something. I don't know. We'll see if they can pull it off.